I need help. I have a serious problem. Everywhere I go, I see an owl. No, no, not that owl. No, not that one either. That owl. Exactly. The green owl. And it follows me. And it bothers me. It's saying, hey, 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 look at me. All day, all the time. And I'm sick and tired of this owl. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to English on Autopilot. And today I want to discuss the problems I have with Duolingo, probably the biggest and most popular language learning app. I put language learning in quotations because I don't believe that Duolingo really helps you learn a language. I think Duolingo is basically a game. Duolingo is a game based on language, and that's fine. That's fine if they advertise it as that, saying, hey, it's a fun game, and maybe you'll learn a couple of words, maybe, right? However, I think it's false advertising for them to package the app as an app that will teach you a foreign language or will teach you a second language. I think to me, that is absolutely untrue. And there's a few reasons why I believe that. Now, I call Duolingo a game because at its core, that's really what it is. There's leaderboards, and people play the app, play the game on the app to achieve points, to achieve experience in order to rise up in the leaderboards. Not everyone uses it like that, but a lot of people do. And if you look on Reddit, on the Duolingo subreddit, the questions are not about language. Maybe once in a while, but normally the people are there talking about how many points they have, or a problem with how many points they're getting, or the best game to play to get the most experience. It's not about language learning. And in fact, you can see many videos of people that say, I've been on Duolingo for 2 years and I can't speak the language. You see a lot of those videos. In fact, I believe it was the CEO of Duolingo who was learning Spanish with the app and wasn't able to respond to very simple questions when a native speaker asked him what his name was, what he liked to do, things like that. To me, that's a huge, huge red flag. If you're going to spend all this time studying a language and not be able to utilize even the basics of it to respond to questions like that, what are you doing with your time? Now, another big, big problem I have with Duolingo is again, it doesn't teach you the language. It teaches you some translations for some basic words. Doesn't teach you how the language is naturally used either because the sentences it gives you make no sense. For example, it says the hippo doesn't eat apples or the hippo drinks milk. When in your life are you going to use this sentence? Really? When are you going to be able to say, yes, yes, the hippo drinks milk? No, it just doesn't make any sense. The robot wants coffee. What are we doing? What are we talking about here? So, Duolingo basically is a game that teaches you how to translate. It's the exact opposite of what I try to do here in this channel. I don't want you to translate. And when I learned Spanish, I'm going to make a confession here between you and I. When I first was studying Spanish, I was learning through Duolingo. And I can promise you it did not work because I moved here to Spain and I was completely lost. Sure, maybe I could construct a very, very basic sentence, such as, I have a bed. Okay, I have a bed. Great. But understanding people was impossible. Absolutely impossible. So, what does it teach you? It teaches you the simple translations, but here with comprehensible input, the idea is to naturally connect the word, the idea, with the language. There's no need to say apple and then you think of the word apple in your head in your native language and then connect it to the idea of an apple. There's no need for that. And in fact, when you try to communicate, it's going to be the biggest thing that holds you back from speaking fluently, from being able to naturally speak just like you do in your native language. Thanks to comprehensible input, you're going to be able to speak because you have acquired the language. It's in your subconscious. You have that understanding of the language and have experienced it and are able to utilize it without overthinking. In fact, I believe that using Duolingo probably hurt me more than it helped me because it took me a while to stop thinking of the translations of certain words that I had learned from Spanish to English and English to Spanish and just connect the Spanish word to the idea, to the object, whatever it might be, and because of that, it took me longer to get rid of that translation. And probably I needed to have more hours of input to be able to communicate effectively without pausing, without, I need to mm, go to, right? All that pausing comes from translating in your head. The entire goal of this channel is to have enough content, to have enough comprehensible input for you to watch, to be able to really acquire the language and eventually move on to enjoying native content. If I had just used Duolingo, if I had never started comprehensible input, there's no way I would have the level of Spanish that I do today, watching native TV shows, using it in my day to day, having relationships only in Spanish, and things like that. It would be impossible. I never would have gotten a C1 certificate, nor thrived the way I am now in the language. So please, if you have Duolingo on your phone, do yourself a favor and delete it. On top of that, it's very expensive. If you use it and you pay for the subscription yearly, it's a ton of money. It's a lot of money for something that's not going to help you reach your goals in learning English. I promise it's not. And whenever I'm out in public and I see people playing Duolingo, it hurts me. It hurts me. And a lot of the exercises that it offers just do not help you. They really don't help you. For example, a vocabulary where it says, pick the word that means milk, and it shows pictures and the word under it. Milk is in your native language. And then all you need to do is click on the picture of milk. You don't even need to look at the word below. It just really doesn't make sense. And on top of that, now they're adding in AI and firing a bunch of their employees. And to me, the only future I see for Duolingo is a worse quality of the product. Now, I will say, to be fair, there is one resource that could be useful, and that's the podcast. The podcast will be a source of comprehensible input. And so the podcast, I've never really listened to it, but I've heard people say that the podcast is not too bad. But there's other great podcasts for learning English that don't use any language other than English and I think are a much better option than Duolingo. So again, please get rid of the green owl. That 1,000 day streak that you might have now feels good, but it's not helping you. It's not helping you. It's in fact could be holding you back. So instead, spend more time in contact with the language naturally, listening to native speakers, reading in English, and I promise you will see a huge, huge improvement in your ability to understand and speak English. All right, everyone. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe for more input, to continue getting input. And share this video with someone that you know who uses Duolingo. Let's see what they think about it. Have a good day, good week, good weekend whenever you're watching this. And we'll see each other in the next video. Bye.